Woo-wee, what's going on YouTube? It's Donnie all day. So, this one is kind of a little story. A while back, early on, I should say, in my YouTubing, I told a story about something that happened with me in the Army. And after that, people said, "Oh, you need to just tell more stories about like military life and tell more stories about things you did." So I did. I added a few videos here and there of telling different stories of different things. And there's this one story, and here's the thing: some of them are so mental, and some of them are so outlandish that they would seem fake or sound fake. And if I said what I did, it would sound like a great exaggeration, and people would say, "Okay, yeah, he's just talking out of his butt." And then every now and then, somebody says something that I trained with, or I went to Afghanistan with, or I served with, and somebody will say something in a comment that literally says, "Okay, I guess he really did." And this story, I almost it's been out of my mind. I haven't even thought about it, but I'm gonna tell you what happened. See, I put a post up on Facebook, right? And if you're with me on Facebook, you might have seen this, and it was just a photo of me clearing snow off my car, but in typical New England fashion, and I'll show you the photo. In typical New England fashion, here's me in a New England Patriots snuggie, in my underwear, rocking some cowboy boots, standing in the snow, and I'm not shoveling on my paint. There is a very thick car cover on my car, but it's a convertible, so I wanted the weight off the roof. I was out there doing that, and one of the guys that I served in basic training with left a comment about a story, a very true story that happened with me, that a lot of people just can't believe, or they think I'm exaggerating. But I'm going to tell you the story, and then I'll show you his comment, because this story is very true. So when you go to basic training, one of the things you have to do is you have to go through the gas chamber, right? And what it is, they bring you into a little building. And I know this is how it was at Fort Sill, Oklahoma, and I'm assuming it's pretty much the same everywhere else. But they bring you into a little building, and you have your gas mask in a little pouch on your leg, right? And they bring you into one room that's before the room with the actual gas, and they get you ready. And they're telling you what you're going to do, and they're giving you instructions and this and that. And they're telling you that when you go in there, they're going to give the sign, gas, gas, gas. And you have to, with the gas on, you have to fumble through your bag, get your gas mask, because it's already, this gas is going to be burning your eyes and making you choke and this and that, and while you fumble for your gas mask so you can breathe. So they tell you you're going to do that. Then once you have it on, what they do is they have you in a line and with your gas mask on. And all the drill sergeants the entire time have their gas mask on. They don't go in there and yell gas, gas, gas and put theirs on. They walk in with it. So then they tell you what you're gonna do is when they call on you, when they get to you, you're gonna lift your mask. You're gonna yell your last name and your last four, right? So if your name is Johnson and the last four, hold on one second. Had a very important message come in from Kent Aldridge, great brother of the blade. So anyway, so they make you do that. So if your name is Johnson and the last four of your social are 7608, you just go Johnson 7608, and then you get to put your mask back on. Well, I was kind of a badass. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of a badass. And so I go into this gas chamber, and what happens is before you go in, they sit you in a little area where there's these TV screens, right? And the TV screens are playing a loop, boom, boom, boop, of past people who went in. And what it shows is running snot, people nosebleeds and gasping for air, and guys, grown men crying and this and that, and you see the drill sergeants all ha 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 ha. They're all laughing at them, right? It's all on video. So because they have to deal with a bunch of these dumb shits, all throughout basic training, this is like the thing that drill sergeants look forward to most, because it's like, all right, you've been a little prick this whole time. Now look at you. And it's like their glory. This is all they want. They want to watch you cry. They want to watch you suffer. And that makes them feel good, right? That gives them a freaking jolly-o. But my thing was, and I said it to my guys too before we went in, I was like, look, don't let them see you crack. That's all they want, is to see you crack. That's what they're gonna get off on it. I said, if you don't crack, then they're gonna be pissed, because that's all they care about. And literally, I said that before we went in. So, get into this gas chamber, and we go into the first room, and they're explaining how everything's gonna work. And you have to be able to show that you can get the gas mask on. So I wasn't gonna just not put it on, because I had to be able to show that I'm competent, right? So we go through all the instructions, and then they bring us into the room where the gas is already on. It's pouring in. It's go in there, and you can barely see even with your gas mask on, because all the stuff is coming in. And there's a line of drill sergeants ready to grill you, right? Just ready to be in your face with their little masks on, and they're feeling pretty good about themselves. And so we get in there, and we get in our line, and they turn on the thing. That's what happens. You don't go in there, it's already on. You go in there, and they turn it on, and after it's on, they go gas, gas, gas. So, and as soon as they turn it on, it hits you. You feel it, right? I mean, it's not fun. It's gas. It's bad. It literally just burns. So I reach into my pouch and I pull up my gas. Boom, I'm on. No problem. I mean, no problem. Then they all have us in line, and they're starting to tell us what they're going to do, and they're going to start to give us the instructions. So I waited for a drill sergeant to walk by me, and as he's yelling at everybody, it looks, I just pulled off my gas mask and stared at him. Stared at him right through his little gas mask beady glass eyes. And so he yells, "Baby, what the hell's wrong with you? Put your ass back on!" And I didn't put it on. I held it to my side. And he's yelling at me, "Put it on!" So then Drill Sergeant Sales, I'll never forget him. Drill Sergeant Sales. Coolest guy, man. He was awesome. Great drill sergeant. He comes over, and he kind of pushes the other drill sergeant out of the way. He's like, "No, he wants to be like it. Let him keep it." And he's yelling. He thinks he's a tough guy. Let him leave it off. And I just kept it on my side. I kept it in my hand, just held. And I'm holding tough. And what I'm doing, though, is I'm like, I just did it with my glasses on. I'm winking one eye at a time. Like, okay, maybe if I give this eye some relief. No, it doesn't work. It just burns. But I'm not breaking. I'm not letting him see that it's bothering me. I wait to them to walk away before I start winking my eyes. And I'm going like this. Right? And I'm kind of doing that the whole time. And they were just pissed. They were pissed that I kept it off, but I kept it off the entire time. The entire time. Right? As soon as they said gas, 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 put it on, and then they start yelling, I took it off and held it there the whole time, because I wanted to show them that you're not going to get enjoyment from me. You're not going to be able to look at the video later on and go, yeah, look what we did to him. He thought he was so tough this whole time. No, you're not getting that from me. So I do that, and then they get us in line. People are dropping. They're dropping on the floor. We had this one dude. He was weird looking. I'm not gonna lie, real pointy face, but he was like practically albino. Real skinny dude. He's bleeding out of his nose. He hits the ground. The people are on the ground. They're gassed out, just coughing all over the place. And so then they give us an instruction that we have to turn, right? So we're nut to butt, and you put your hand on the guy in front of you's shoulder, and you go out in a train, right? So the last guy in the train, I was dead in the center. The last guy in the train is the last one through. He gets most of it, right? And this is, now you have gas masks off, right? So they tell you to take them off, and you're off. They're only off for like 30 seconds for these guys. Mine was off for minutes, right? And so as soon as they take them off, literally it's, and these guys didn't have them off very long, bleeding, coughing, hacking. And I'm still standing there, standing like a freaking champ. And so we do the shoulder-to-shoulder thing, and we start going out. And as we get to the door, there's one guy out there with a camera, and there's a drill sergeant holding open the door, and they're laughing as everybody comes out. And I get to the door, and he just looks at me, and I went, That wasn't so bad. And he just hits me in the shoulder. He goes, get out of here. He was pissed. So we go up to these bleachers and we sit. And they turn off the gas. Once everybody's out, they turn off the gas and let it dissipate. And all these people got tears in their eyes. And the drill sergeants say, you guys are all sissies. You think this is so bad? We'll go through without any masks on. And they go back through the front door and they jog through the room, straight from one door to the next, jog through it with all the gas dissipated. And they act like, oh, we're so tough. And I told my guys, I was like, I told you I wasn't going to let them break me. I wasn't going to let them see that it bothered me. And so that's what happened in the gas chamber. And it's a true story. And the reason I bring it up is because on that post that I put on Facebook, I'm going to show you. Now, when you're... It's called a battle buddy, right? You get this one dude. Let me X out this. Hold on. I had my conversation with Kent. So you get your battle buddy. And my buddy was right here. Aaron Blayhouse. Now, battle buddy means you do everywhere you go, everything you do is with your battle buddy. So there's your bunks are one on top, one on the bottom. So I had the low bunk, he had the top bunk, and our lockers were side by side. So we were responsible for one another. So obviously I was going to make him my man, and everything I did was with Blayhouse. So I wanted to make sure that this dude was going to be knuckle down, ready to go. And he was a good dude, man. He still is. I still talk to him. So this is what he wrote, and you guys can obviously see it. Literally one of the toughest guys I know. So tough, took his gas mask off in the gas chamber before it was even time. Stood there and breathed in deeply. It's such an intense look on his face. The seas didn't even faze him. Walked out of the chamber like a boss. So little snow on the ground. Won't give him the shit, blah, blah, blah. So then I was like, drill sergeants were pissed when I walked out and said that wasn't so bad. That is an absolute 100% unexaggerated true story. I sucked in that gas just to make the drill sergeants kind of a little angry that they couldn't get one on me. And that's their whole thing, man. They want to get one on you. But I'm a survivor. So anyway, first of all, shout out to my man, Blayhouse. God, I love that guy. Second, shout out to all my fellow veterans out there. Love y'all. And third, that's it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed that, man. Just a cool little story. True freaking story. I am Donnie B all day. Until next video.